We're here at Automatica 2025 at the Zebra Photoneo stand. I'm here with Svorad, the CTO of Photoneo, and Thomas, Director, Global Key Account Management, who are going to take us through their new products. They've just launched the MotionCam-3D Color, and coming in the next month is the PhoXi 3D Scanner Gen3. So they're both here behind us. So Svorad, can you take us through the latest additions, please?
Yes, so this set one, our MotionCam-3D Color Blue is our latest and brand new addition to our portfolio. The big change compared to the previous device, previous MotionCam, is the addition of the blue laser projection unit. That is just making the whole device much more versatile, much more robust, because now we can basically scan larger variety of materials at a much larger range of conditions. We can scan both, we can scan far, we can scan black materials, glossy, different, bright at various distances. And all that we can do in motion. So without having to stop.
Yes, yeah. So are you seeing a big sort of uptake in this in particular industries? Is it particularly hitting sort of automotive or medical or just general factory work as well?
Very, very good question. Actually, the product development was based on the feedbacks we are getting. I'm a person who is like customer facing, and I'm going through automotive and logistics productions and tier 1, tier 2 manufacturers. I need these R&D directors and automation managers, and we were getting these requests for higher resolution, still maintaining very good accuracy, but also like being able to scan pretty much any material. So scanning very versatile, and this is what the new generation 3 scanner of PhoXi 3D scanner is bringing, and it is exciting, especially for these inspection jobs. So you are about to, you do the stamping, you need to inspect those parts.
Yeah.
Or also there is new way of gigapress, so casting large, subframes. You need to be able to inspect that as well. Yeah. But still, if you are talking about the bin picking, which is our bread and butter, you need to be able to very confidently localize those small, shiny, big parts. Yeah. Whatever you call it.
Oh, perfect. And so looking at the two cameras behind it, I mean, they look very similar. So I'm assuming there's a big difference between the MotionCam and the PhoXi. So
yes, Thomas already hinted that we have also something brand new here. It looks very similar to our MotionCam. We have here a new PhoXi 3D scanner, Generation 3, that is building up on basically all the good stuff that we brought into our MotionCam. And that is first and foremost the blue projection units. But we have added also, increased the resolution by adding a new sensor that is now able to generate 5.1 megapixels of like very high quality 3D points. And additionally to it, compared to our previous generation of scanners, we had added a color unit.
Okay.
That is a separate one that is now bringing a color modality into the 3D world, 3D data. Yeah. But one needs to understand that with our devices, it's not just 3D. One can actually use it as a 3D sensor, a full-fledged 3D sensor, 3D data plus color. But one can run also standard 2D tasks on the separate color unit. So there are basically three, kind of eyes of this. One is the 3D sensor, the other one is the blue projection, and then the color unit has a separate, little window. And this camera can be used for standard 2D tasks. At the same time, in both these families, we are bringing a very, very new feature that is called autonomous maintenance, that is able to recalibrate or fine-tune the calibration of the device upon a request. It's very nicely integrated into our APIs, and one can essentially fully automate a maintenance process, which is sometimes a complication. And now this can basically be cut down to bare minimum.
Yeah. I would like to add a very important point that, as we all know, Zebra Technologies acquired Photoneo, and now we are finding a lot of complementarity effect. So the fact that we can also use the 2D camera with a high resolution as well, we can combine a lot of inspection software and jobs coming from the Zebra software world as well. So this is actually adding a nice value to it with that.
So we'll move on slightly. You mentioned your bin picking is your bread and butter. So we'll have a little tour around the rest of the
so maybe you can go this way. So this is a massive demo, as you can see. And what is the purpose of it is to basically show a combination of use cases that can happen when you are trying to pick complicated parts. As you can see, these are hinges. They can be open, they can be closed. They might be hard to scan. What we are showing here is a multiple thing. So first, I would like to point out these two static sensors on top of the scene. We call it a multi-view. This is actually coming directly from as a request from our customer, automotive manufacturer in the US, where when you are trying to scan either flat, shiny, metallic parts or these little complicated parts with a complicated geometry, you can benefit from having two simultaneously scanning sensors. One is a blue laser, the other one is a red laser. So there is no interference. We have a very rich point cloud. So if you run the localization, you have a greater success rate. You can do it also with having the motion cam on top of the robot, and the robot can move on top of the scene as you are seeing exactly right now. Let's say we take about 50 scans. We have perfect view all around the part, and now the robot can go and do the picking. Last thing but not least, which you will see in a minute, this conveyor belt will start roll around, and we are dynamically placing these parts on top of the various shaped platforms.
Yep.
So we suggest we can do dynamic assembly jobs as well, which has been very complicated to do it in the past. Now with the technology, we are ready.
So Sporad, when you as the CTO, what's one of the sort of biggest challenges that the cameras that we can see and the sensors you've had to overcome to help this setup and help the end user work these bits?
I think with our technology, it's not really a challenge to do it.
No,
So
good.
We are in the luxury, but the very nice aspect of this is that we are using lasers for our projection. Laser have very good property of operating in a very narrow band of the visible spectrum. And then thanks to this, feature, we are able to cut away the unnecessary light very efficiently thanks to the use of appropriate optical filters. And that allows us basically to scan in parallel with two devices. Here in this demo, you see red and the blue, and they both are triggered exactly at the same time, which means we are cutting down the cycle time or the need for the scanning by half. That is really a great optimization. On the motion cam side, as you can see now, there is essentially a very, very good point cloud observed from many different angles, captured in a time that is typically necessary for a single scan. If you take competitor technology, you would need this for a single scan. Now we have, a multi-view, a complete range of angles. Then here, parts that we are looking at, as Tomáš mentioned, they are complicated because of the shape.
Yep.
Because they are basically changing the shape. It's kind of difficult to create one CAD model that will describe it in all possible configurations. And also, there are different materials. You can see that part of the object is black, the other part is shiny, and we need to be able to scan it very robustly. Again, thanks to our proprietary parallel structure light technology, new sensors in our new generation devices, and also the laser-based projection. It's all guaranteeing that we are able to provide very good quality.
You will be able to see right now that we are scanning dynamically the form and we are placing it on the go.
Yeah.
So oriented placing in motion. That's what you are.
That's
seeing.
Fantastic. So, I mean, you mentioned this was your sort of bread and butter, for Photoneo and Zebra. Are you seeing a good sort of uptake of this as a regular piece for, European markets, Asian markets, US? Where do you sort of really push these bits?
When it comes to our beam picking studio, we are absolutely dominating in the US market.
Yep.
So the major car manufacturers are using this in hundreds, which is very exciting. And we are mostly covering the body in white, so the body shop jobs where you're actually taking these metallic parts and we are basically building the whole chassis. But also jobs in the general assembly are now being more and more introduced. This is where you need a precise understanding where exactly the hole is being placed, because you have some production inaccuracies that happens all the time. But we're also bringing these new innovative technologies. Let's talk about the gap and flush analysis.
Okay.
Which is traditionally done with the laser line profilers.
Yeah.
You mount it on the robot. what we can do right now, we are creating these gantries, these gates where we place on each side several sensors, let's say 2 or 3, and the car is passing through on the conveyor belt. So it's easier to set up, it's cheaper, but we can still do the gap and flush analysis using these cameras.
That's great. It's been really fantastic to see.
Digital twinning in motion demo that is showing again a power of Blue MotionCam. Here, thanks to our, again, I'm going to repeat this proprietary technology that is basically embodied in our proprietary CMOS sensor ticking inside of the MotionCam. We are able to scan objects that are basically completely asynchronously moving with respect to the camera that is right now in the hand-eye configuration on the robotic arm. And what we are doing here on the screen, you can see a 3D model that is built up in a real time from the data that is provided by the camera. So what we are showing here is that we are able to generate high quality 3D point cloud in motion. Not that this would be the final application, but there are zillions of applications where this technology can work.
I can mention one that is super useful, and it actually finalizes the puzzle of us providing the eyes, the camera, and the brains for the robots. Imagine you have a situation, you are creating your own gripper to do the beam picking, and you want to digitize it rather quick. So within a minute, you can scan the object from multiple perspectives, and you end up with the STL or POI that you can then insert into your beam picking software to actually do the digitization of that. You can show the beam picking. And actually this instant meshing is also used in that very beam picking studio that we were showing. When you are showing the scanning from 2 perspectives, we mesh those point clouds together, and then we run the localization. So it's actually a very important piece of the puzzle.
No, that is, and yeah. So here at Photoneo and Zebra, you are offering a complete solution from it's not just a camera and a sensor. You're doing the bit picking, you're doing the rotation to get it thing, and now you're offering the.
I would say we are providing a very powerful components for robot system integrators to put it all together. We are not a solution provider. No, we provide all the components. Our powerful solution, and this is combined with Rebel Industries from Sweden, which is our partner. On top of the scene, you can see our latest, the 3rd generation XL scanner that is able to scan large field of view with a high fidelity. So we are scanning and localizing these boxes that are being depalletized, and then actually a camera from Zebra is doing the barcode reading. So this is a nice example of how these components are being wrapped up, put a ribbon on it, and then sold to the customers.
Yeah, no, that's a really impressive.
From the technical perspective, as Tomasz pointed out, this is our largest device, latest generation 3 PhoXi 3D scanner, which is able to scan up to a distance of 6 meters. That is like absolutely fantastic compared to the state of the art. It is thanks to the new laser technology, but also thanks to the improved and modified new sensor that we are using inside. And 6 meters, that's not a limit. In many practical applications, one can work beyond that range.
Beyond the 6 meters, No, that's like you say, it's good to see all your components with a partner robot to do the final bits and actually see it working, because that's people can really get a feel for how that works now, and that's fantastic to see. So
I would like to thank you for coming over. What is the message to the audience is that, for example, I'm talking to these large automotive logistics companies, and my job is to get these proof of concepts and ultimately get into the specifications. So if there is a new project, our technology is specified. So I'm inviting all the partners, all the stakeholders of the business to work with us. Let's try the POC and prove to the customer that we can deliver a powerful solution.
Yeah.
And from the technical point of view, we are now presenting 2 new products to our portfolio. It's MotionCam-3D Color Blue and PhoXi 3D Scanner Generation 3.